Do you just ever have that time in class just chillin', and then there's always that one kid that most people hate? Yeah, that's basically who I'd be talking about in this video. Atreyoz. Now this is sort of a rant aside from some actual concerning behavior that I will get into in part of this video, but to not waste time further, let me just speak on this guy overall. So AtreyozEditz is basically a YouTuber who, as the name suggests, creates edits. Overall, he's just a very toxic individual and has gone to the lengths of doxing and raiding people's servers, such as mine, which failed miserably. From what I've seen though, I've heard he apparently has raided about 3 or 4 servers in a row, which I guess is apparently a flex. But as with anything, if you don't side with him or agree with him, get ready for him to talk to you like a wannabe pack god. I mean, in my case, I've been in many dramas and have even been called out for a character in which I don't even view sexually anymore, but have had a bad past with. Like, yeah, I get it. I was stupid back in the day, but whenever I try to argue, he just brings it back up. Think of it as like an ex always bringing up shit from the past to ruin your reputation. Lots of people do this to me, but I've gotten so desensitized to it because I simply just don't care, nor have attraction to, once again, a fictional female character. Yeah, that's basically why most people try to troll or rage bait me. It's over some character I have that I don't even sexualize anymore. Meanwhile, Mr. Anti-Goon over here is barking for a fictional anime woman like a V-chatter begging to be stomped on. It's real saddening, and it's probably already enough to shatter his ego, and once again, have him try to dox me or speak shit about me constantly. To be honest, it kinda reminds me of someone from my past, who I don't have issues with now, but if you've known me ever since I started out my channel, he's kinda like this toxic guy called Fog. Fogged is basically some guy who used to harass me heavily and say some downright horrible shit, which was apparently seen by others as fake despite it being real. And I've even seen the comparison in their character internally, and even the comparison between their actual characters in an OC sense. He's basically a Fog duplicate from 2022, but just to bring this up, me and Fog don't have issues anymore, so we are cool now. So if you somehow find Fogged, please just don't harass him or anything. Same with Atreyoz because I don't want anyone getting doxed. But still, it would be immature for me to send goons to harass him, and I'd just be as bad as him in this point. Now, of course, all these are pretty bad and stupid, but if there's one thing I've recently learned about him that disgusts me, is how he treats his sister. Now, I couldn't ask her what he does, so I had to get some context clues from her server. But from what I've noticed, if she simply does something that he doesn't like, he will literally just smack her IRL. Now, I'm not saying this is the equivalent of a war crime, and it is normal for siblings to fight, but in this case, it just shows how controllative Atreyoz is as a person. I mean, apparently him hitting his sister is a joke. Yeah. Look man, I dislike some family members I have, but I know for a given fact that hitting your sister is not a joke. Adding on to toxicity once again, he mentions how I quote-unquote avoid his bot, in which as we all know is a raid bot. But notice how he says Spanish brain? Like my guy, I don't know if it's just me, but that sounds pretty racist. Why'd you have to insinuate the fact that I'm Hispanic? In which, despite that, I act more American and even prefer English over Spanish. Other comments by him could further prove how racist he seems. But hey, at least I'm not terminally online spreading misinformation about people, and I'm definitely not assaulting my own family members. I mean, you couldn't even care if your own sister broke her arm. Like, once again, you don't have to be a fucking asshole. I remember a while back as well, when me and Atreyoz had a good relationship, he told me about another big YouTuber named Killer Bushnell who was being racist towards Kurds. Now, I want to clarify that Killer Bushnell has left the anti-furry community, as he was one during this time, but I think he has grown up. I say this because some anti-furries tend to say some really fucked up shit. Once again, not all, just some, but Killer Bushnell has probably changed for the better, so don't try to harass him either. But still, I don't know. I could be wrong. Now, as I continue further, you may be asking, Ant, why do I need to know this? Well, my point is that Atreyoz is becoming the one thing he hates. Back in the day, he wanted me to criticize Killer Bushnell for his racism towards Kurds. But now he's over here saying what I'd find as racist. It's still pretty laughable too though, because there is once again, a bunch of proof that the bot he is using is used for raiding. You are not slick, my guy. Sure, some people have fallen for the trick, but not everyone has. Before I end off, Atreyoz had even also questioned me on a video criticizing me that I said I wouldn't reply to as I was done with this drama, in which when I looked at it, it literally just showed a cropped message I made that was taken out of context. I like cars, man. What can I say? I literally said I don't care about the woman, so nice try. Anyways, with that folks, this is it for today's video. In short, don't be like this person. With that, adios. Hey, Future Ant here. One last thing before I actually end off, but I just remembered that Atreus actually encouraged someone to off themselves. Like, I am being serious. They made them make a video of them taking a bunch of pills, and this is actually really fucked. Literally makes me regret saying that this was just a rant, as I now see a greater problem with this piece of shit. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I am truly wishing for Atreus' downfall.